One team that I thought just had a terrible draft, and that was the Green Bay Packers. And when you look at their draft, one thing that kind of stood out is, the NFL is a copycat league. I get that. And the Packers must have felt, after they just got destroyed by the San Francisco 49ers, where I think the 49ers threw the ball less than 10 times on them and just ran all over them. I wonder if the Green Bay Packers thought, hey, this is what beat us. We need to kind of change our mode into that type and be more of a run-the-ball type team. And Matt LaFleur came from the Shanahan tree. He coached with Kyle in the past. And so maybe he's thinking, maybe we should kind of move our offense to that type of role. And that's what I think they tried to do with this draft. And in essence, I think they bombed. I mean, everyone thought that they would go out and get a receiver. They've got Devontae Adams, who's one of the better receivers in the NFL. But they don't really have a whole lot opposite. Alan Lazard played okay. They went out and got Devin Funchess. But this is one of the deepest receiver classes we've seen in NFL draft history. And they didn't take a single receiver. And they're probably the one team that everyone thought they need to grab a receiver. Instead, they went pick one. First round, they traded up and got Jordan Love. They got their quarterback of the future. And this is such a Packers move. They had Brett Favre. Brett Favre was nearing the end of his career. They went out and traded up and got Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers sat for, 2-3 years before Brett Favre was let go and Rodgers took over. And so a team like the Packers have seen this long history of success with Brett Favre, eased transitioning into Aaron Rodgers. They didn't want to get caught when Rodgers leaves or whatever saying, where's our next quarterback? They wanted to have that next guy right. And I think this is a great situation in essence for Jordan Love because he can sit and develop. And he's a guy that I think's got all the talent in the world, but just needed to work on a few things. So I thought him sitting for a majority of the year or an entire year was going to be the best thing for him. So in essence, I like that pick, but you got to look at Aaron Rodgers' contract. He's got 3 years of where the Packers are stuck with dead cap money, like over $10 million in dead cap money. So if you're looking at Aaron Rodgers, he's not young, he's in his upper 30s. He's probably got 3, 4, 5 years left. I mean, we're seeing quarterbacks play later and later. You can't hit them as much as you used to. So, yeah, I see them drafting Jordan Love here, but it'd be different if Aaron Rodgers had just 1 year of dead cap money, or his contract's going to be expiring in the next couple years. He just signed an extension not that long ago, and as I said, they've got a ton of cap or dead cap money tied in to Aaron Rodgers that if they want to move on from Aaron Rodgers after the end of this year, even after year 2, they're going to lose, millions of dollars in dead cap money. So are you seriously going to trade up for a quarterback to have him sit for at least 3 years? I mean, that's just unheard of in today's NFL. And, maybe they plan on doing it, but then they've got, 1 year to decide if they want the 5th-year option on him. And then if they have the 5th-year option, you're not getting as much, teams that are having success. You look at the Chiefs. They won a Super Bowl on Patrick Mahomes' rookie contract where they could add all these expensive pieces around him while he's on his rookie contract. Now you're going to have Jordan Love where you're only going to have maybe 2 years of his rookie contract before you have to give him big-time money, even if he pans out. So I like the idea of the move, but with the current contract situation, it's not a great pick for them. Then you get to their day 2 picks. And the Packers went out and got A.J. Dillon with the 30th pick in the second round. The 30th pick in the second round. I'm not a big fan. I like getting running backs later on in the outside of the first round. But it's not like the Packers were hurting for running backs. They've got those pieces. They've got some pieces there. They took A.J. Dillon. He was the 6th running back taken. I thought guys like Zach Moss were better than him who went in the third round. Darrington Evans was a better running back than A.J. Dillon, Josh Kelly. There's lots of guys that went after him that I thought were better. But he's a physical runner. He got some comparisons to James Conner. You can pair him up with Aaron Jones. And, Jones is more the explosive type guy where A.J. Dillon is more of your pounder. But I just thought in the second round, that was way too early for A.J. Dillon. Then in the third round, they took Cincinnati tight end Josiah DeGura from Cincinnati. And when he was coming out, he was a guy that people were comparing him to. I saw some Kyle Juszczyk type comparisons. They took him in the third round. He was the third tight end taken. Guys that went after him, Adam Troutman would have been a better tight end prospect. I thought Colby Parkinson, Bryce Hopkins were guys that were better. They looked at DeGura and they probably thought, hey, once again, we saw what Kyle Juszczyk does for the San Francisco 49ers. Let's get our version of that. We can kind of play him a fullback, tight end type hybrid to be that type of guy. And I thought, not only is this bad value, but once again, I think you're reaching. You're reaching for what you want. And who knows, maybe DeGura is going to come out and be the next Kyle Juszczyk, but do you really want to invest that third round pick in him? And then they went out and they got 3 offensive linemen. John Runyon in the 6th round, Jake Hansen and also in the 6th round. Runyon is probably going to be a guard. Hansen's a center. They took a Simon Stepaniak, an offensive tackle. And then after that, they get a linebacker, Kamal Martin from Minnesota, who's just maybe kind of a role player. Vernon Scott is a safety. Jonathan Garvin, late round defensive end. You just look at this and you feel like they have some holes. Linebacker, inside linebacker as a whole, wide receiver as a whole, and they decided to kind of double up on positions that they already have. You didn't need a quarterback in the first round, especially when you've got Rodgers for the next 3 years. You didn't need a running back in the second round. You didn't need a fullback, in essence, in the third round. And I think the Packers were a team that were looking to take that next step and contend for a Super Bowl. I think they got worse.